It's the summer of 1988, and Dukakis has really wind at his back. If you looked at polling, some of those critical measures of cares about people like me, he had a decisive advantage over Vice President Bush, but a real deficit when it came to would be a credible commander-in-chief. He was against a guy in Vice President Bush who was a congressman from Texas, one of the youngest aviators in World War II, envoy to China, chairman of the RNC, and
head of the CIA.
Head of the CIA. So Dukakis really had to build up his props to stand toe-to-toe as really could be entrusted with the keys to the U.S. arsenal. And so beginning back in the primaries for some speeches, looking at what would be a good policy on a conventional deterrence, instead of Reagan's Star Wars, Dukakis is talking about the conventional deterrence initiative. And the M1A1 tank, the Abrams, 70,000-pound behemoth, is the perfect example of that. Let's buy more tanks to put them in the European theater to counter the Soviet threat and forget about this Star Wars program. And after Dukakis' convention, does an initial trip focused on foreign policy, doesn't quite do enough, and John Sasso, the one-time campaign manager, banished from the campaign after he did the Biden attack videotape, comes back, and they hatch an idea to do what a lot of we who worked in the White House would always know as theme weeks. Every day we're going to focus on foreign policy and national security. And so theme week was laid out for the week of September 11th through 14th of 1988. Monday brought them to Philadelphia and to Cincinnati, and Tuesday would bring them to Chicago and Sterling Heights. And Matt Bennett is dispatched to Sterling Heights, where General Dynamics Land Systems has a facility where they basically sell M1A1s both to the Pentagon and to foreign purchasers. And so Matt is told by Boston, the headquarters, we want Governor Dukakis to take a ride in the tank. And as any advanced person does, they go through a dress rehearsal and a test drive. And Matt gets in the tank, and they say, we're going to do a standard run at 45 miles an hour, S turns, G turns. You got to wear a helmet to hear what's going on, but also to protect your torso, because you could really be hurt in a tank like this. And Matt calls back to Boston after this, and he says, it was damn fun. But Dukakis is going to look terrible.
Because we've got to pause here. The primary rule of presidential behavior is never put anything, as President Obama says, on your head. Right?
Never put something on your head. That's Politics 101, as the beginning of the book describes, when President Obama is handed a football helmet by the Naval Academy midshipman. And this is where the book starts. And he says, let me give you a lesson, Politics 101, never put something on your head if you're president. And this all stems from Dukakis with this, it fit him, but it was an oversized, it was bulbous.
Yeah.
It was a bulbous helmet, and it had this large label on it, black writing on a white background. It said Mike Dukakis. And it looked like Pete Maverick Mitchell from Top Gun in 1986. But he didn't look like Tom Cruise inside the helmet.